video?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew.
Special effects are just a tool, a means of telling a story. People have a tendency to confuse them as an end to themselves. A special effect without a story is a pretty boring thing.
We saw 2 films in the past 24 hours that were about the exact same thing. One clearly was better than the other. Should we start with the first movie and then into this movie, or because it's technically not the one that came before it? I don't know how you start a Marvel movie talking about it, because it starts anywhere. I guess the TV show, because that was the more main part, because Wanda was in it. That you've never seen?
I mean, but Doctor Strange did a good job at not having to watch WandaVision in order to have seen the movie. Like, it would help going into it. Personally, I didn't feel like it really would have added much.
Yeah, they did go over it, so let's say, before we go into like plot points, let's just say like overall, without spoilers, what this is. Spoilers?
Spoiler warning,
Yeah.
just in case, because we're stupid.
No, we're doing the thing without spoilers first. And then spoiler warning. Don't warn them about nothing. Okay, Doctor Strange, 6 out of 10.
I'd say a 7 out of 10.
Okay, spoilers. So, Wanda's the bad guy. That wasn't a spoiler. But the way that she was revealed was kind of, I mean, it was kind of obvious, I felt like. I don't know. When she was like having the dream, and then she woke up and Doctor Strange was like, oh, you seem to be doing fine after being a villain for an entire show.
It's kind of on the nose, yeah.
Yeah. Hated the CGI. I'm just gonna get my first things that I remember from the show, or from the movie.
It is a Marvel movie, so it's like...
Yeah, so CGI took me out of the movie. Opening scene took me out of the movie.
Big time with that one.
Let's start with that then. So, Red Doctor Strange is running with new character. I mean, I like that they were talking in a different language because it actually made sense that they wouldn't be talking in English everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have that. They had a couple things that were done well. I think mostly the Sam Raimi parts of the movie were good, and the Marvel Studio parts were awful.
Whatever they had to shoehorn into
Yeah,
it.
so the Illuminati and there was a couple other stuff. We saw this with 2 younger generation, I guess, that have never seen a Sam Raimi movie. So like the more supposed to be funny parts were taken as, oh, this is garbage, this is a cringy movie, when it's actually hilarious. At least I found it hilarious. Even like the transition with the circle. I'm gonna do the effect.
Insert effect.
The Sam Raimi bits, the horror mixed with comedy, really worked well. Yeah, let's just talk about
A
the
lot
positives
of Evil
first.
Dead.
Yeah, the zombie bits were great. Doctor Strange and having almost the whole entire third act as a zombie. That was pretty fun. I heard some people complaining about the zombie voice because Sam Raimi zombies always sound like pirates. They talk like this and they don't have, you know?
Well, they're supposed to be you're supposed to tell the difference between alive and
Well, yeah,
so.
but like, I don't know, overwhelmingly pirate. But I didn't really see that. It didn't take me out of the. Well, that was not the reason it took me out of the emotional scene that it was in, especially. It was just because the character the characters. We're gonna talk about the characters first.
The big one, Stephen Strange.
Yeah, Stephen Strange works better in Spider-Man movies.
He's more of a supporting role than a main heroine.
Yeah, I choose off-brand heroine when I choose. But
yeah,
he's just his subplot with love interest, white
Forget
woman
her
was
name.
Yeah, generic white actress was boring and dumb, and the entire I get why they used that because it was already an established character and they wanted to add similarities in between Wanda's journey and Stephen's journey. I get that, but it's just those characters don't.
The chemistry is not there.
They're not. They don't seem real. I mean, he works as like the. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say he works as just like the generic hero, but he does have the sense of like. At least the main Steven has the sense of like I'm here to save people, like the doctor aspect, because he's a doctor in the first movie. Wanda, the better character of the film,
stole the show.
Yeah, she definitely her.
All of the scenes with Wanda by herself or doing actions was good. When she had to interact with Steven, that's kind of where
some of the dialogue was trash.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of expected. You kind of have to get rid of that stuff. But surprisingly, one of the best parts of the movie was the exposition part. After all those fucking goddamn CGI fight scenes. Although I did like the eye monster. Like, of all the CGI garbage that they were fighting, I don't even remember what the first one was. They were running from
some demon
something. But halfway through the movie, I don't know, the starfish eye thing.
The squid monster?
Is that in the same movie? I could have sworn there was a starfish monster with like an eye, similar to the Suicide Squad movie, but it was not the same color. It was a giant eye, and the CGI in the eye was actually good.
There was the giant squid in New York.
Did it have an eye?
Yes. It was literally just
Was
a
it
giant
squid.
It's a character from the comics. Insert PNG.
Yeah. I don't remember.
It's been a long 24 hours.
I don't even think it's been a full 24 hours yet, but... So that tells you what the movie is. You know, CGI garbage that is forgettable in less than a day. America, the character that could have been cut out of the movie entirely. I mean, I get why they're introducing her.
She's a plot device. That's all it was.
Yeah. She needed to move she was like the Tesseract moving the story along. I transport things. I'm the blue cube.
I'm the reason we get from point A to point B.
I'm gonna jump directly into the third act. That was my favorite scene.
Oh, we were making a movie about the multiverse, and we could do all this cool stuff? Sure. Well, third act.
Yeah. Got a Marvel fight at the end. Although, I mean, like, to be fair, they did at least change it a little bit, but let's talk about the character. Because I keep going off in tangents. America. So, yes, she could be cut out of the movie entirely, but looking at her as a actual character, they really tried to make it like at the end they tried to be like, yes, this is a character, and tried to be like, you get to defeat the bad guy because I'm a zombie and I can't for some reason. I don't remember the reason why. I don't remember if there was a reason why.
Wanda hit him with something that started decaying his already dead body, and he just didn't get up.
He's a zombie, so he's
fragile.
Dead. She literally had a pin.
She had an LGBTQ.
Like, I get that.
Just right out in the open.
I get that people do that, but this is also a movie, so it's very intentional. And in the other film that we watched for this video or whatever, it is the same kind of goals are in it, but the execution is awful in this one.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
It's so literal and so easy to cut out a movie for other markets. That's strange. The horror aspect, like the horror imagery used with Wanda's character, which I get it, it's the villain, but like it was used in a way that was, I don't know, obviously reminiscent of Sam Raimi's other movies, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead the remake, etc. Spider-Man kind of.
There was some Carrie imagery in there too, with the blood
Oh yeah,
all
and
over Wanda's face.
she was going through a portal that was in a wall for
Oh,
some
she
reason.
was okay. So she was stuck in the mirror dimension, and she was using reflections to get out of it. And she was either going through the water or eventually the gong to get out of it.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. So that's an Evil Dead thing too. Putting her hand in the glass, and then it's fucking water.
And then the scene where her eye pops out and.
Oh, okay, that's the...
Yep.
Okay, I'll go back to that later, but... So, Wanda coming out of the liquid... Oh, the mirror dimension, that's what it's called. Wanda coming out of the mirror dimension, she, like, kind of... I don't know, it's like bending and contorting in different ways. Is that's the Carrie thing you're talking about? I haven't seen Carrie.
No, that was more Evil Dead. Or,
Okay.
not that specifically, that was...
It's kind of a horror
The
thing.
Ring.
The Ring, that's what
Yep.
it was. She had like it was really dark, so it kind of looked like she had the black hair and moving like...
coming out of the TV.
And then it kind of continued on when Doctor Strange took control of the fucking zombie guy.
For the first time.
Yeah, so...
His joints are all stiff knees.
I like that they did that and he didn't just... Oh, I'm a zombie now and I'm walking, I'm flying, blah, blah, blah. Like, at least there was some thought put into it, yeah. The worst part about the movie, Marvel, Disney, whoever owns Disney, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Fuck you, Walt Disney.
Why
I'm
can't-
gonna melt you.
I just want nice things.
Actually, I'm
That's all
gonna
I want.
freeze you so you don't thaw out and come back to life. It is good to have representation in the movie, but if it's done to... I don't know, it's just... It's so
In your
blatant and
face.
obvious, and it doesn't... It makes... It's supposed to... You're supposed to have representation of all these different groups, because obviously it takes place in New York, very
Racially,
diverse
yeah.
place in America. So obviously you're gonna have a lot of different people, a lot of different backgrounds, but making sure you have, oh, I gotta have one of these, and one of these, and one of these makes people not people.
It's cherry picking.
But yeah, in a couple scenes, the beginning of the movie is just awful now that I think about it, because it was the wedding scene, and it was just like, who cares? I don't want to be at the wedding of the girl
first
that you like.
15 minutes is the hardest part of that
It's just
movie.
like, I want to get to the good part where we're
Doing
actually having
things.
fun. Oh yeah, so he was talking to that one guy at the beginning of the movie where he's like, oh, you're a superhero, and we know you're a superhero. Isn't it weird that no one's doing anything and you're just here as a superhero? That's weird. I don't like you for some reason.
It's New York.
He was in the last
Superheroes
movie,
exist.
I think. Was that guy in the last movie? Who even was that guy?
Which one?
The guy that was in the church talking to him, he's like, wow, you're a superhero. You don't have time for shit or whatever. Or something.
So the wedding scene, one of the other doctors from the first movie.
Oh, is he?
He was
Oh,
one
yeah,
of,
yeah, yeah.
He was one of Strange's surgical hands.
I remember him now. He was like the guy that was like, oh, I hate you. That was it. That
I
was
hate
his
you because you're
character.
good at your job.
And now I don't know, he just looked a lot older, so I thought he was a different character, I guess. So so it was that scene when they had literally like, oh, we gotta have this person in focus and or out of focus, but right up in front. And we gotta have the white guy in the back and the other lady over here and the other lady there. And we gotta make sure everybody's in the frame. It looks less purposeful and more studio demanded because it was.
It's more staging and extra than just having extras.
And then with the more LGBTQ stuff, it's pretty clear that you could take. There was when they went to the fucking memory thing. Oh, they get to the new world or whatever. It's in that weird world where, yeah, so they stand on these things and it says like memory reader or something. And they
We
stand
remember,
on it.
so you don't have to.
Yeah,
That was their slogan.
It's like, I don't even, like, I know it would have been worse if they were just stating these things that happened, and instead of just doing exposition between each other, they had this like thing where they show it.
It's still exposition nonetheless.
Yeah, it's just done poorly. Like, there was the one exposition scene that was done really well, where everything's kind of like laid over top of each other and overlaid and disappearing, reappearing for purposefully. Instead, it's just, I had lesbian parents in America because no other country can see that. And then Doctor Strange's memory was something
About getting his watch.
Oh yeah,
which is a key story point.
Yeah, he.
So I
fixes
get
the
why
watch.
they had to bring it up.
I don't know.
It wasn't even him having the watch fixed. It was more, towards the end, he has to open the door to go get the magic book to defeat Wanda. And it was only, like, the lock was only something Strange would know, and it was the watch. Because that's like his, I'm Doctor Strange, I get the watch kind of thing. That's his main point.
Fucking, it's like the arc reactor. That's like the I love you thing in the first Iron Man when Pepper's like, I have this and you can survive now. Or I guess she doesn't grab it. Iron Man grabs it because he saved it in the little thing. It's the exact same thing, I think. But I think the movie would have been better if the main Doctor Strange didn't care about... I don't know if this would make the whole movie better, but this would make Strange's journey better. Where he has moved on from love interest. And then the other Doctor Stranges that are super in love with her, like the red one or whatever, that was like, or no, wait.
The crazy one towards the end?
Was that in the movie or was that in the show I watched? So I watched the What Ifs before this, and now I'm getting them confused because the What Ifs had the red Doctor Strange from the movie in it. No, we didn't. They were just really, really similar, and that's why I'm getting them confused. I don't know if it was just they're visually similar or they both have the exact same backstory and they didn't make them the same one for no fucking reason. But that's what happened, I'm pretty sure. But...
The Marvel guys, they make 8 of these movies at the same time, so they're always updating storylines. So my buddy Sam has had to add scenes that they told him he had to shoot. And he's removed scenes that no longer apply. So until May rolls around, I don't think Benedict Cumberbatch even knows if he's in this movie or not.
Illuminati. So the Illuminati, obviously they were placed in there by Marvel Studios. I don't think Sam Raimi purposely would have been like, I want to fit these characters. I think he would have kept his story a story about itself.
I mean, but with the inclusion of the Illuminati, it does go into the comics more, because that is one of the comic plots. But at the same time, I don't think he wanted it in the movie to begin with.
Yeah,
It's fan service for fan service.
Yeah, like...
It's the people that read that it's appealing to.
Not even that. I think it's the Marvel fans that don't read the comics, but make it seem like they do, and only watch the movies, so if anything is bad but you don't fake it. You're not online saying, oh, they fucked up my favorite character from the comics.
I'm a keyboard warrior.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, they added Mr. Fantastic, Black Bolt, other characters that were in the movie. Those are the only 2 I really liked. I didn't even really like Mr. Fantastic. He was just Jim from The Office, but not looking at the camera.
Yeah.
And I get people want that.
I mean,
I don't.
I like the inclusion of it because I thought it was awesome, but at the same time, for just the movie's sake, wasn't.
Yeah, like in the overall Marvel TV show movies, and I don't mean the Marvel TV shows on Disney Plus. I mean the Marvel Cinematic Universe TV show, because it's basically just a fucking TV show. That makes sense, but it being it should still be able to be a standalone movie, which it only partly is. And then when we get to the Sam Raimi parts where he murders everybody, that was awesome. Destroying Disney's wants. It was awesome. It was literally like saying fuck you to Disney, and then they let it happen.
Surprisingly, they let it happen.
I think the only reason they let it happen is because they're like, oh, we don't have to use these same actors because it's the multiverse, so we can do whatever we want, and we can sell anything to anybody. Profit. And if they want, it's basically like beta testing actors. Like, look, you can see them on screen. Do you like them this much? Cool, we'll bring them back. It's kind of dumb. I don't like it. Sam Raimi's wacky transitions, it's great. It made me want to watch a Sam Raimi movie. There were a couple other ones that were really good, like the candles in a circle, and then it transitioned into something else. I remember that one for some reason. Do you remember any of those?
I liked when Wanda's in a dream sequence and it goes from nice bright setting with her children and then it comes back to her in her reality, and as she stands up from her bed, it goes dark gray all across the background. It's a really nice transition.
I'm remembering the other movie we're gonna talk about more because we watched that today. Anyway, I think there were a couple other ones that I liked, but I can't remember them. You'll have to watch the movie, or don't, because I don't know if I'm gonna recommend it yet.
Wait for it to come out.
Yeah, wait for it to be on Disney Plus so
Don't
you
go
can
to
just
it in
watch
the
it on
theater.
Disney Plus. Like, I can't imagine what it would have been like on opening night. That would have been awful. Like, we went when it was the second viewing of all the Marvel nerds, so they didn't laugh at every joke. They laughed at the ones that were super funny, and then the stuff that was weird was really quiet, and we were the only people laughing at it. Because the way Sam Raimi does his horror comedy is... The way that Sam Raimi does his horror, he adds comedy to it. And some people might interpret this as looking bad, like not purposely looking bad, or like it doesn't purposely look bad, it kind of looks corny.
It's like a B movie humor.
Almost, like it's, I wouldn't even call it a B movie. I would just call it like low budget, I don't know. Since Sam Raimi came from being a low budget filmmaker, he has all these, like, I don't want to say patent, but like his signature tricks that he uses to make his movies. And I think it really complements the comic book source material well, because it's the same kind of weird, like, what else we got? I'll just go down the list because I'm not gonna remember the movie. It's really, I think the Marvel CGI fight, their fights that they make way before the movie starts even shooting, just take me so far out of the movie that I forget everything that's going on.
They just base the movie around the fights, and they're just like,
Yeah,
okay, how do we
like-
get to the fight?
Cool. Like, I get that. I thought they were saving, especially watching Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man. I just hated the CGI in that. I get that they tried to keep it simple with being around the Statue of Liberty and like this, like, scaffolding type thing. It made it easy to follow. It just still looks awful, and I don't like the look of it. Same with this movie. Partly, it was done a lot better, and they definitely like used more of their animators for this movie. But it still shows that they're just like hurting fucking VFX artists like cattle. Make this for us, and we'll pay you minimum wage. I don't know what they actually make. I assume it's
Probably a
not
lot.
good. I assume it's not good. They deserve more, and they deserve more time. Wong, during like 99% of the movie, was fucking shot on a green screen and composited in with none of the actors present. It was so obvious, except for the last scene when he was
Actually, there.
maybe there. At points I was questioning, but for the most of it, he was definitely not there with any of the other actors. It was probably some scheduling thing, and it just took me out of the movie. Just the same thing with fucking Spider-Man. Fucking what's
Flash.
his name? Flash was also just green screen. That's at least just like a
side character.
he's just a comedy character,
Yeah.
like a comic relief in a Spider-Man movie. So that makes sense that they just fucking put him in there because we can, and it didn't. It's just stupid. Wong is such like an integral part. He's literally the second
Sorcerer Supreme. Like,
yeah, he
he's the
literally
guy.
is the Sorcerer Supreme. I fucking forgot about that because he's not in the movie. Oh, some of the Sam Raimi bits that I'm remembering now is Professor X. I forgot he was in the movie until I wrote it down. So he comes out in his yellow chair and he's like, "I'm the one from the fucking cartoon that no one's seen."
White slavers.
But when there was a transition when Professor X, he leaves the scene and then a battle happens. Wanda comes and attacks,
The Illuminati.
yeah, wherever the fuck they are. I'm glad that they didn't do the fucking thing in the corner where it's like, you're at this place. Every fucking place they went, because that would have been
Like
so
Captain
fucking
America
annoying.
Civil War. Big title card.
Like,
This is
at
where
least
we are.
that had some sort of style. There's always like the small in the corner, like, this is where
Like
we're at.
Transformers.
They do it in Marvel a lot. Like, at least in their the earlier ones. But Professor X comes back, and he like points at Wanda, and it does this like weird zoom. That one I don't think was intentionally funny, because I think it was just because
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. He I don't. Is he that old now? Does he
gotta be in
look
his
that
70s.
old? I don't know. I feel like I feel like he had gray hair, not white, because he had like no eyebrows and white, just like little white hairs. He looked a lot older than I thought he looks in real life. And then so green guy, I forgot his name.
Fucking the sorcerer guy.
The guy that left Carmitage in the first movie. He shows up, but it isn't actually him. He's just from
It's a different universe version
one
of
of
that
the
guy.
other universe, and he's like,
he's
so
on
Green
the
Guy's a
Illuminati
fucking
because
asshole
in
for
that
no reason.
universe,
And
Doctor
then
Strange
literally in the same
sacrificed
scene where
Thanos.
he's like
More
one-liners.
it's like this
Wanda
one
had
thing.
like,
Did Wanda have the one-liner?
No, his universe.
Yeah,
So I mean,
and it
so
wasn't-
the more it was like kind of intimate character scene. It was
the
only
best part
really
is
having to add them into the movie, so I can give it a pass. There was some like it kind of comes in.
I mean, it's violence for violence sake, but it's good.
6 out of 10.
Because of Wanda, 7 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
3, take it or leave it. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
It was an actual movie.
9 out of 10, honestly.
Yeah,
probably one of the better
9
movies.
out of 10. I'd probably have to see it again to catch everything because there was so much. I mean, it is a 2.5-hour movie about multiverse. So.
Yeah, they took the multiverse and they actually used it instead of what Doctor Strange did.
Yeah, which was like,
Oh, here's
a
3 different
backdrop.
worlds. Yeah.
Let's get the similarities out of the way so we can just talk about the movie by itself. The two have similar themes of multiverse, or not themes, but like events happening.
Setting.
Yeah, they both deal with the multiverse, obviously, and they both have some imagery that are very similar, which kind of comes with the
Territory.
multiverse. Yeah, it comes with the territory. And representation thing. That's how much I didn't even notice it. I forgot about it. That was part of the movie, or like it isn't really part of the movie. I'm just talking about it because Doctor Strange did it so poorly. Obviously, the main character is a Chinese family that is in America.
The main character is a Chinese woman
Yeah.
in America.
Um,
And it's about her family and their greater purpose in the multiverse.
I wouldn't.
That's pretty much what I took from it.
I wouldn't even call it. I wouldn't even bring the multiverse into it. I thought it was just a movie about family trying to reconnect with themselves.
I mean, yeah, that's like the bare bones. Like this is what the
that's
movie
what the
is.
movie's about. It's a family trying to reconnect with each other. That's what the movie is. You don't need to add multiverse into it.
I'm explaining what the movie is.
I don't even want to talk about the plot. Like, I just want to. We should talk about. Because I want people to go see this.
This is only spoilers for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we're not gonna
spoiling
spoil this one. I was literally thinking about this in the theater. I was like, I watched a couple of videos about the movie before going, but I didn't like watch the spoilers or anything because like this is the kind of thing like actually looking at fucking Doctor Strange spoilers is you're not gonna get anything different. You're gonna get the same thing as if you waited for the film in the theater. You saw the character. That's all it is. It's just fucking face value. But with this movie, if you've spoiled the movie for yourself, then you're really just taking the fun out of actually seeing it for the first time. So we're not gonna talk about that. But it was a great film. The main cast, the acting was really well. The husband. I didn't expect the twist that happens or whatever, but he obviously multiverse, so it's not really a spoiler. But there's other universes where the characters are different. So the acting range specifically of the husband, I felt
It was really
he really did a good job.
every role that they had him fill for that character fit perfectly.
The daughter was really good. I thought that could have easily got onto like really boring and cliche kind of things. The grandpa was surprisingly not boring. Like he had depth to him and wasn't just a flat character. They really stuck to like it was the family cast, the girlfriend.
There was a couple other little characters that were a part of it, but they
supporting cast.
Yeah, they weren't in your face the entire time. They were, here's the family. This is what we're following.
Yeah, they didn't need a grab bag of characters from the past, you know? They didn't just be like, oh, who we got here? We want to introduce.
Remember this person?
They were characters that were fully fucking formed and actually were people in the film. And not even in the one universe, in the fucking however many they went throughout the entire movie. They were very clear, slight differences. So each time they had to address a new scene, the actors would have to kind of change what the character was. So fucking props to them for doing that, and the director, and really just everything. Like the coloring was really. I was gonna say the coloring was really purposeful, but really everything was very purposeful. Dialogue, everything.
Everything in the movie was there for a purpose, and it served that purpose well.
It wasn't made in a factory where the pieces are so far from each other that it doesn't feel like a movie. It actually feels like a movie made by someone with a good vision.
Another good thing about it, most of the sets were real.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They were physically there in the environment.
In the words of a man we once knew, the special effects were used to enhance the story, not to. I forgot the rest of the quote. I think I fucked up the quote. Play the quote.
And you sold them. I sold them to the white slavers that take these things and...
No, the other quote.
A special effect without a story is a pretty boring thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else to say without, like, giving the movie away. There was, symbolism everywhere was definitely... I'll say this, the whole movie, they are the owners of a laundromat, which seems at first kind of like, oh wow, stereotypical Chinese people in a laundromat? Wow. Which at first doesn't even come off like that because they don't show the laundromat. They just show...
It starts in their house,
yeah, the characters.
And then it moves into...
Which the laundromat is used more for symbolism and just not just a place, but like it was a part of the story. It was, I don't know. I'd explain it more and then I'd be spoiling it. It's very good.
Basically, the laundromat is more part of the family than they think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things. Like that. It actually is very effective with setting up things and paying them off, and not, having a really boring start and then a kind of interesting middle and a kind of interesting end, and then you forget about it the next day. So, Doctor Strange.
Don't pay to see that movie in theaters.
Yeah, wait. I know most of people have Disney Plus, or they Netflix it, where they just get someone else's account. Wait until it's on digital, and then, watch it then. Watch it as if you were paying for a comic book.
Yes.
That's the best way to put it. Like, do you think Marvel movie... This is a completely different thing that we didn't plan on talking about, but do you think Marvel movies should just come out on Disney Plus and movie theaters should be for movies?
Yeah.
Films? The best way to differentiate them is to call the Marvel movies movies and to call films films. So just for clarification, let's set that precedent. What were you saying?
So with the Marvel movies, they're, like you were saying earlier, they're more of a TV show than anything. But I look at it as, well, you could make a movie about a character, or you could make a mini series like you have been, and actually fledge out the characters and have a storyline. And it would be a hell of a lot cheaper. Or they could put all that money that they would put into the movie into that series. So fans will actually enjoy it. You can get those little payoffs that you want, but you have more meaning behind it.
Yeah. I do, like, that makes me think of, like, the Daredevil series when it came out. that was like a perfect way to set something in the MCU without having to be like, oh, Thor's here, and like the garbage that goes on today. I know don't pay to go see Doctor Strange. Go watch Daredevil seasons, especially 1 and 3, but you have to watch the second one to get to the third one. But those seasons especially are just amazing television that somehow is also set in the Marvel universe. So,
Because Netflix made it, not Disney.
It was also before all the garbage that happened. So, I mean, what was nice about seeing the other movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, directed by, I forgot, so, put it there so you know whose it is. I knew the studio was A24 because that's really simple and easy to remember.
It makes you have hope for
That's what it was.
Movies and films.
Yeah, it makes me actually want to go to the movie theater again and not. Movie theaters are good. Make them good again. Make them like ours where they drop the fucking...
They bring the curtain down,
yeah, and then they bring it
as
back
soon as
up.
the first opening scene, the curtain's all the way up.
It's very theatrical and a minute detail, but it's a lot better.
Very effective at what it does.
Yeah, fucking...
Basically, go watch Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Don't watch everything. Watch specifically Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's a mouthful, but so is the film, so I mean, it fits.
Another thing I like about it, though, is that they broke it into 3 acts.
Oh, yeah.
And that was awesome because it was everything, and it explains what the movie is.
That's kind of
and
a
then
spoiler.
It was everywhere.
No, that's not really.
That's not really.
It was kind of just like chapters, kind of almost.
It was like reading a book, not gonna lie.
What, was there only 3 parts, and then was it just Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3? Okay, it was literally that. That, before we end the video, that was really... What the fuck?
Siri, we don't want you.
Big brother! So, at one point in the Doctor Strange movie, it was really obvious that they were entering Act 3 by literally opening a door. Doctor Strange jumps through, looks back at America, and says, I don't remember. Are you coming with?
Even with Act 2,
you jumping in?
Literally, Wanda comes up to the temple, and then the black cloud rolls in, and it's like, oh, here's Act 2.
Yeah, it was, no,
really
it
bad.
was very, very literal. Like, I get, that one maybe have been, like, I get you can purposely do these things, and I just think it should be more nuanced, not as obvious as it was. Like, I see someone could look at that and be like, oh, that's cool that they almost literally did that. But they didn't almost literally do it. They literally did it. You're on the line, but you should be this side of the line, not fucking on it. You know? Marvel, hopefully that wasn't a Sam Raimi thing and it fucking ruins everything I'm talking about.